Sourah Al Baqara theme guidance. Surah is an invitation to the divine guidance, and all the stories, incidents, etc. revolve around this central theme. As this surah has particularly been addressed to the Jews, many historical events have been cited from their own tradition to admonish and advise them that their own good lies in accepting the guidance revealed to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. They should therefore be the first to accept it because it was basically the same that was revealed to the Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Topics discussed in the surah and their interconnection. In order to understand and comprehend the topics of the surah, these have been mentioned in a group of verses. Verses 1 to 20. These introductory verses declare the Quran to be the book of guidance, enunciate the articles of the faith, belief in Allah, prophethood, and life after death, divide mankind into three main groups with regard to its acceptance or rejection. These are believers, disbelievers, and hypocrites. From verses 21 to 29. Allah invites mankind to accept the guidance voluntarily and to submit to Him, the Lord and the Creator of the universe, and to believe in the Quran, His guidance, and in the life after death. Verses 30 to 39. The story of the appointment of Adam alayhis salam as Allah's vicegerent on earth, of his life in the garden, of his falling a prey to the temptations of Satan, of his repentance and its acceptance has been related to show to mankind, Adam's offspring, that the only right thing for them is to accept and follow the guidance. This story also shows that the guidance of Islam is the same that was given to Adam alayhis salam and that it is the original religion of mankind. Verses 40 to 120. In this portion, invitation to the guidance has particularly been extended to the children of Israel, and their past and present attitude has been criticized to show that the cause of their degradation was their deviation from the guidance. The Jews have been exhorted to follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who had come with the same guidance and who was a descendant and follower of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, whom they highly honored as their ancestor and professed to follow as a prophet. The story of the building of the Kaaba by him has been mentioned because it was going to be made the Qibla of the Muslim community. Verses 142 to 152. In this portion, the declaration of the change of Qibla from the Temple Jerusalem to the Kaaba Makkah has been made as a symbol of change of leadership from the children of Israel to the Muslim community, which has also been forewarned to guard against those transgressions against the guidance that had led to the deposition of the Jews. Verses 153 to 251. In this portion, practical measures have been prescribed to enable the Muslims to discharge the heavy responsibilities of the leadership that had been entrusted to them for the promulgation of guidance. Salah, fast, zakat, hajj, and jihad have been prescribed for the moral training of the Ummah. The believers have been exhorted to obey authority, to be just, to fulfill pledges, to observe treaties, to spend wealth, etc. in the way of Allah. Laws, rules, and regulations have been laid down for their organization, cohesion, and conduct of day to day life, and for the solution of social, economic, political, and international problems. On the other hand, drinking, gambling, lending money on interest, etc., have been prohibited to keep the Ummah safe from disintegration. In between these, the basic articles of the faith have been reiterated at suitable places, for these alone can enable and support one to stick to the guidance. Verses 252 to 260. These verses serve as an introduction to the prohibition of lending money on interest. The true conception of Allah, revelation, and life after death has been emphasized to keep alive the sense of accountability. The stories of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and of the one who woke up after a sleep of 100 years have been related to show that Allah is all powerful and is able to raise the dead and call them to account. The believers therefore should keep this fact in view and refrain from taking interest on money. Verses 261 to 283. The theme mentioned in the verses of 153 to 251 has been resumed, and the believers have been exhorted to spend in the way of Allah in order to please Him alone. In contrast to this, they have been warned against the evils of lending money on interest. Instructions have also been given for the honest conduct of day to day business transactions. Verses 284 to 286. The basic articles of the faith have been recapitulated here at the end of the surah, just as they were enunciated at its beginning. Then the surah ends with the prayer which the Muslim community needed very much at that time, when they were encountering untold hardships in the propagation of the guidance. So we have completed Surah Al Baqara in this video. Please keep watching and also keep me in your prayers. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair.